You may start now.
Well, let's get the ball rolling. Today we are going to talk about
how they view time. Now, some places like Hong Kong and Japan, they view time as the essence, and that there is no way or space that we could waste any of it, and that we have to make the most out of it. However, places like Europe or Australia, they like to take their time, take everything slowly, and actually utilize it properly. Now, Hong Kong people's attitude towards time, I think that they feel like they're constantly running out of it. Now, our city puts an emphasis on efficiency, and that I'm sure everyone has experienced a very fast-paced lifestyle, no matter if it's transport or eating or whether they're hanging out with people, they're constantly at a very fast pace, and that people, it's pretty normal that you get snapped at for being slow. What do you guys think?
Well, the point was spot on. Living in a city full of hustle and bustle, and we are being born and bred in this city, we definitely feel the pressure and the busyness seen by our parents, which this also led me to thought about an old saying, which is time is money. Hong Kong people treasure time because they grab every second to work or to study. Like, for example, for us, we are studying under elitism, which we need to focus on the study and grab every second for our revision and every examination, so that we can strive for excellence and to have a better future. So that we Hong Kong people are most likely to treasure time and seek time as money. So, any thoughts about that?
I got the point which was said as well. I'm thinking. I also think time is money because the Hong Kong people want to use the least time to do the most of things, and they hope to have high quality for everything. That's why I think time is money. What do you think?
Exactly. All of you have mentioned relevant points, and I believe that Hong Kong people nowadays really do adapt the utilitarian attitude, where this is reflective of how we live in a metropolitan city that is very fast-paced, where efficiency and productivity is definitively emphasized. And yes, exactly, the time is money sentiment is always collectively shared in our society, where this is also reflective of how us as laborers work 9 to 5 jobs, and where overtime is not an uncanny scene to see. Do you believe that with how we view time, this brings burden?
I think it really does bring a burden in ways that we kind of view time as very important. However, we still have a social life that we have to meet with. Therefore, this also does reflect how we view time, as we're constantly running out of it. We always have deadlines in different stages in life. To have a family, to have a property, we're always setting up deadlines and we're constantly trying to catch up to it. What do you guys think?
You are right. Also, like in the room, we can see some Hong Kong people work quickly. Also, in the NPR, we can always after working, the Hong Kong people will continue to do their work, talk with their colleagues. Let's also see Hong Kong people's attitude toward time. It is faster.
Well, you definitely got a point, because viewing the Hong Kongers when they are in their daily lives, we can definitely see how difficult and how pressurized they are when they are even in walking. They need to think about everything in the work or no matter in the studies. So, but I think there are a lot of changes in this stage of life, in these ages, because it's a globalized city, and a lot of new ideas and views are brought from different countries. Say for Switzerland or some European countries, they values more on their personal and personal material life, which this brought our more insights and more opinions on our non-material life. Therefore, these norms, like say for the current issues, like maybe the home offices and under the pandemic, this leads to the change in time. We are seeing, like we want to use our time more valuably to satisfy in our daily life. So, any thoughts around that?
Exactly, and I would like to point out the reasons of such, because psychologically, as we live in a very fast-paced society, burnout and lifestyle diseases are very common nowadays. And physiologically, because of these lifestyle diseases, we're prone to be very stressed and very tense just in our daily lives, which I believe that students like us do resonate with that, because Hong Kong culture do stress on the all-roundedness of us. It is only attainable with extreme involvement in co-curriculars and academic excellence. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I agree to a small extent about how attitudes towards time is changing. I feel like we have to draw the line where it's only the younger generation is actually changing. As you mentioned, under cultural globalization, we're being influenced by Western countries such as Australia and Europe. I feel like the younger generation is trying to live like a more slow-paced lifestyle, since we're in a current situation where people are more aware about their mental health. As you mentioned, we're more prone to burnouts and being overly stressed out. Therefore, a lot of younger generations would take a gap year before going to university as to live a so-called slow-paced lifestyle, or they will really utilize a work holiday to hang out with family, hang out with friends, and actually find themselves and take their time.
Well, it's totally conceivable that teenagers and nowadays want to make more value on such a slow-paced life. But for me, no matter for young people, or I think adults can also try on this kind of pace of life. Therefore, firstly, I think they need to change the mentality and so that they can affect their own habits on their lives. Because when they are very stressed out and being deadline fighters every day and every moment in their life, they hardly can they change their life in a more slow pace. So this is definitely I think that to have more slow paced life, the mentality of people must be changed. Anything about this?
Exactly. I think people are self-determinations. They want to do their best in the less time. Also, if they use more time to do something, they will feel some inconvenience to others. Also, the attitude toward time is quickly to finish all the things and have more priorities, time and free time to accompany with their family or friends.
I do agree with what you've mentioned, how the fast-paced lifestyle is so embedded in Hong Kong's culture, so-called the hustle culture. And I feel like in the way to live a slower-paced lifestyle, they have to learn how to take breaks. I feel like taking moderate breaks in between work is all right, and as you mentioned, some people might feel guilty about it. We have to teach them to not feel guilty, instead that it actually helps them improve their productivity instead of causing inconveniences.
Okay, time's up.